and that will mean it's your turn. We have Alex Chiasson and Oscar Klefbom with us today. 1 second, we'll just adjust the camera angle just a little bit. That's good. We're ready to take questions. First question from Derek Van Diest. Derek, as soon as your microphone's active, you can go ahead.
Hi, Oscar. I just wanted to ask you, there's been a lot of penalties called in the postseason so far, and I just want to ask you guys as players, do you get a sense of where this line is, where they're drawing the line as to what's a penalty, what isn't a penalty? Because there were some calls that were, let's for the better part say, were a little questionable, but it just looks like the players are confused right now as to what they can do and what they can't do when it comes to battling for the puck, for example.
Yeah, it's a good question. I'm not going to sit here and criticize all the calls, but we're just going to be smart. Playoffs is a lot about special teams overall, and last night was no exception. There's a lot of minutes in the penalty box, and obviously it can hurt you. We've all seen that, so we got to be smart out there. We have to be a good team 5-on-5, and right now it's a lot of penalty kill or power play. So especially now in the playoffs, we have to be smart out there.
Next question to Mark Spector. Mark, as soon as your microphone's active, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Alex, can you hear me in there?
Yeah, all good.
Good. Listen, you've been through this. You won a Stanley Cup, so you've been up and down the roller coaster with Washington. Last night, you know, one of the goals, Ethan Bears goes off of his stick. Another one goes off of Russell's leg. Another one hits Jonathan Toews in the shin pad and ends up in the net. The point I'm making is, is there a line between feeling sorry for yourself and saying, "Oh man, it was just all bad luck"? And how do you improve on what you're doing when you look back at a lot of the goals and you go, "Geez, you know, they weren't really errors; it was just bad luck"? Tell me about walking that line in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that happens throughout games, and obviously last night was a pivotal game, and I think we've mentioned that with penalties and all that. I think we spent 21 minutes of the first 40 in the box, so it's hard to win like that in the playoffs, and then it changes all the momentum of the game. So some guys that play power play, some guys that play penalty kill, there's guys that play both. It's just hard to get everyone back in the rhythm of 5-on-5 play. And then, bounces like that happen. They go one way, they go the other. We got a few the other night. They got a few last night. So I thought our game overall wasn't as sharp as game 2. And mistakes like that, what are you going to do? We can all sit here and dwell and say, he scored a few lucky bounce, but at the end of the day, our game wasn't as good as it needed to be, and we need to address that.
Before we take the next question, a reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, make sure that you've got a full name to identify yourself. Otherwise, we won't open that up for a question. Next question to Ryan Rashog. Ryan, go ahead.
Alex, similar to what Spec was asking about, I just wonder, I wonder how the temperament of the group is after a disappointing loss like that. Obviously, you got to shelve it pretty quick, but what are you guys doing and saying to one another? And what's the temperament of the group like right now as you're facing your season potentially being over here? How do you think this group is handling it, and what things are you saying to each other?
Yeah, I think we got to win the next game. We can't think about the day after. All we can worry about is winning the next game. So we faced the adversity all year, and we got a group to do something. If there's a group that can do it, is this group here. So I've been on the winning team. We have a lot of the same ingredients of 2 years ago when I was in Washington. So it's on us now as players. And like I said, I think our mindset has to be game 4 tomorrow. That's all we can control, our preparation. And go from there.
Next question to Rob Tychkowski. Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, along similar lines for Oscar. I mean, you guys are obviously in a bad spot. You're down 2-1 in a best of 5, but I'm sure everybody in that room believes that you can come back and win Game 4 and win Game 5. What are the reasons? Like, what are you guys looking to? Where do you find that optimism that gives you that belief that you can come back and win this?
It's like you said, it's best of 5. We knew Chicago was not gonna give down easy, so we have to step it up here. I think we're up for the challenge. I think, like Alex said, we have all the ingredients in our team to start winning the next game and then focus on the 5th game. If we start worrying about the 5th game or whatever back to back, it's not going to happen. We just need to focus on our game and play a solid 4th game here and then go on.
Next question to Donna Spencer from the Canadian Press. Donna, as soon as your microphone's active, you can go ahead.
Hi, this question is for Alex. There's been some pretty hot days in Edmonton recently. I'm curious to know how you feel the Rogers ice has held up, how it compares to, playing on it in November and December.
Yeah, I think, I mean, there's 2 or 3 games a day here, so I think they've had to make it a little bit thicker, just make sure the ice is good for all day. So, I mean, obviously, if you get to the 3rd game, it's a little bit more snowy and bouncy, but that goes for both teams. So, yeah, I think overall, the whole setup, the hotel here, Rogers, 12 teams, hats off. They've done a tremendous job.
Next question to Joshua Cloak from The Athletic. Go ahead, Joshua, as soon as your microphone's active.
Yeah, it'd be great to hear from both you guys on this. We're about a week into the playoffs. Should the NHL move to a 24-team playoff format for good?
Tough question. I don't think so. Obviously, it's crazy times all over the world right now, and obviously we all know why we're here and why they did this. So, but for me personally, to be in the playoff with the normal standards and the normal amount of teams is different, and I like that format better.
Next question to Tracy Myers. Tracy, go ahead as soon as your microphone's active.
Hi, this is for Alex. Dave Tippett told us earlier about Tyler Ennis being out indefinitely. What do you guys miss with his absence?
He's kind of, we added him at the deadline, and he's kind of come in and filled a lot of needs in our lineup. He's a guy that can move up and down the lines. He can play with skilled players. He's a shifty guy. He's a great guy in the locker room. So yeah, that's a tough loss for us.
Next question for Gene Principe. Gene, as soon as your microphone's active, you can go ahead and ask your question.
This one's for Oscar. Oscar, just kind of curious, I know you and Adam are very good friends and defense partners. Were you at all surprised that he couldn't play? And just a little bit about maybe his style and effectiveness is even more important when it comes to playoff style hockey?
Yeah, we missed him last night, obviously. He's an important guy for us, especially now in the playoff times here. He's a gritty guy and really good in defensive zone, so we missed him. But we cannot put too much focus on that right now. We have other defensemen who's ready and really want to be out there and show us and the whole organization what they're made of. So I have full confidence in the guys coming up, but of course I'm going to miss Adam.
Next question, I believe it will be for Alex from Patrick Henry, Radio-Canada. Patrick, as soon as your microphone's active, you can ask your question.
Ben oui, pour Alex. Merci, André. Alex, toi, tu ne pourras pas me le dire, mais moi, je peux le dire, il y a des décisions des arbitres qui ont été un peu douteuses lors du dernier match. Il y a eu des appels de punition pendant qui étaient mérités, un petit peu d'indiscipline de votre part. Quand vous êtes en désavantage numérique, ça enlève du temps de jeu à votre attaque. Est-ce que vous en avez parlé dans le vestiaire? Est-ce que ça va être de l'importance de rester discipliné pour le match de demain?
Oui, tout à fait. Je pense que la discipline dans les séries, c'est super important. Je pense que ça met notre jeu un petit peu plus à risque, le fait d'être en désavantage numérique. Le flow du match est un peu cassé, là, si je peux dire, là, à cause de certains joueurs qui jouent des avantages, certains joueurs qui jouent l'avantage numérique. Donc, on peut critiquer les arbitres, les calls qui ont été faits hier, mais si tu regardes la majorité des punitions qu'on a prises, c'était probablement mérité. Donc, on va devoir s'ajuster à ça là, pour le match de demain.
Next question to Sylvain Saint-Laurent from Le Droit. Go ahead, Sylvain.
Oui, salut, c'est pour Alex aussi. Tout à l'heure, en anglais, tu as dit qu'il y avait beaucoup de similitudes entre les Oilers et puis les Capitals il y a 2 ans. Je me demande si tu ne pourrais pas un peu développer là-dessus.
Oui, je veux dire, j'ai fait partie de 5 organisations. J'ai fait des séries, je crois, 6 fois de 6 années depuis le début de ma carrière. Donc, je pense que le fait d'avoir gagné à Washington, ne se cachera pas, tu dois avoir des bons joueurs pour pouvoir gagner. Donc, évidemment, à l'attaque avec Connor et Leon, c'est 2 joueurs extrêmement importants pour notre équipe qui sont dominants dans la ligue. Puis, aussi l'addition de certains joueurs à travers le début de l'année, puis à travers la période des transactions, je pense que ça nous a ajouté de la profondeur à notre équipe. Donc, je crois que c'est un petit peu là, ces 2 choses-là que je pensais. Puis, tout au travers de l'année, on a eu 2 goalers qui ont été exceptionnels pour nous autres. Donc, on croit vraiment qu'on a une chance de gagner à tous les soirs. Puis, je le crois aussi certainement.
Okay, we'll take one last question. Une dernière question. Patrick Henry from Radio-Canada. Go ahead, Patrick.
Alex, c'est un match décisif. Vous perdez, c'est fini. Est-ce qu'il faut garder ça en tête ou il faut jouer au hockey normalement puis pas du tout penser à ça? Comment toi, c'est quoi ton point de vue à toi là-dessus?
Ça sert à rien vraiment à essayer de penser à qu'est-ce que tu contrôles pas. Je sais que c'est vraiment cliché, mais ce qu'on peut se concentrer maintenant, aujourd'hui, c'est notre préparation pour le match de demain. Puis, j'ai aucun doute qu'en tant qu'équipe, qu'on a une chance de gagner demain. Donc, je pense que c'est ça l'important, c'est focuser sur notre préparation, les ajustements qu'on doit faire. Puis, quand ça va être temps de jouer le match numéro 4, on va être prêt.
Thank you very much, Alex and Oscar. That brings to a conclusion today's media availability. Thank you very much.